Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, City of Electrons. And in this video, we are going to deal with this time value of money. It's kind of the introduction because, but first, this course is Engineering, Economics and Management. It's FCE, bro. The FCE, FCE 571. Okay, so this is kind of the first thing we do here. So here is what we are going to learn in this video. So how is this topic relevant to us? Okay, where are the formulas coming from? Because we are going to make use of formulas in calculating the thing with money here. Okay, and money, what money are we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay, then how can we use this understanding? How can we use the understanding of the concepts in real life? Okay, what we are going to learn in this video, how can we apply them to real life? Now let's go in. Time value of money. Okay, time value of money introduction. Now the idea is this. All right, let's go in. So the idea of this topic is the effect of time on money. That is, as time passes, the value of money changes. Come on guys, this is so obvious. Like what you use 1,000 naira to get 2 years ago, you will use like maybe 2,000 naira or maybe 1,000 something to get it now. So the value of 1,000 naira years ago is higher than the value of 1,000 naira today. The point is, the cost of one thing, time has effect on money. Okay, you know, a bag of cement, like the lecturer even gave example with fuel price, how it changes, like the difference is just too much. Okay, so obviously time has effect on money. Okay, that is, as time passes, the value of money changes. So the essence of this topic is, when you have the money to execute a project, do it on time. The more time you spend, I think the things are going to get more expensive. Okay, now bear in mind that the current value of a single sum of money. Now, before we go into any calculation, I am going to you see, I use P here. This P in brackets means in our calculation, where you see P in our calculation, we are talking about what? Single sum of money. Okay, a single sum of money. Now bear in mind that the current value of a single sum of money, current value of single sum of money and its future value. So you know what, when you see F in the formula, you know what it means now. Future value. Okay, let me say future value of money or something like that. Now the future value can be represented what? Mathematically. Now if we invest P, remember we said P is what? Single sum of what? Money. If you invest single sum of money for 1 year, we are expected to get back that single sum of money with what? Interest equal to IP, where I is the interest rate per interest period. Now let me write this here so you see what I'm talking about. So let's say you invest let's say 500 naira, but this 500 naira is what? Or let's say you put in, you have the sum of money, which is what? 500 naira. Okay, now if you do this for 1 year, you are expected to get what? Your 500 naira back. You're expected to get this guy back, plus what? This guy plus your what? Your interest. So your interest will be what? This money, let me say the P, your interest will be what? Multiplied by what? Interest rate. Are we following? Let me, okay, 500 naira is what you put in, right? So your interest will be what? The rate of interest, which is I, maybe 2% or this percent or whatever percent. The rate of interest, when you use that rate to multiply the amount, you will get the exact interest. Meaning what? The money you put in multiplied by the interest rate will give you your what? Your interest. Are we getting it? Interest. Exactly. But in the the book we are making use of, yes, this is how it is in the notes we are making use of in class. They wrote the I before the P. But guys, that doesn't mean whether you write the I before P or P before I, it doesn't mean. But the point is the rate of interest, whatever percentage, multiplied by the money you put in, that's equal to your what? Interest. And for investing a certain amount of money for 1 year, you are expected to get that money back. You are expected to get that money back plus the what? The interest. Remember, this whole thing is the interest. Okay, the money you put in plus your what? Interest. You're expected to get this one back. Is that clear? Now, it means what? It means this thing is what you will get in 1 year. Is that clear? This is what you will get in 1 year. So by doing this, we can now say this is money you get in 1 year, and of course this is your what? This is the bottom. This is the present money. Okay, this is the present money you put in. What was that? This is the present money you put in. Is that also? Everything together is your future money, which you get in 1 year. So let me write it this way, saying that your future money equals to what? This plus this. Is that also? But this for 1 year. Now, if you factor out, let's say, factor out P. You have P common here, you have P common here. When you factor out P, you have P 1 plus what? I. Okay, so this is it for 1 year. This is for 1 year. This is the formula. So if you have this sum of money and you are giving the particular interest, find the money at the end of 1 year. This is what you do. Now, this is the formula you make use of. Now, what if you have multiple years, like 1 year, like 2 years, sorry, like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and so on? So since this is for 1 year, guys, think of it. Since this is for 1 year, let me since this is for 1 year, okay, then if we have another year, we are going to have it like this again. This is another year, okay, and this is another year. Let me just stop at 3 years for now. So if you have 3 years, this is 1 year, another year, another year. Now let's again factor out what? P. Factor out P. So that'll be what? P. And then what? You have 1 plus I. And then what again? 1 plus I. Let me put a bigger this here. 1 plus I. Then again 1 plus I. Now we can go on. Okay, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. We can go on multiple number of years, but let me just stop with 3 years for now. So what will this give us? This will give us what? P. When you have the same thing, this multiplied by this and multiplied by this, it's just like saying A. Sorry, let me use this. Just like saying A times A times A. This is equal to what? A cube. Is that not so? So also, seeing that all these guys are the same, this is exactly the same as this and as this, it means we are going to have what? 1 plus I raised to power 3. Good. Now that means for 3 years you have this same thing raised to power 3. But if it's 2 years, you have it what? Raised to power what? 2. If it's 1 year, obviously here will be 1, and when it's 1, we don't need to write it. And if it's 1 year, you just match with this guy. So for 2 years here will be 2, 3 years here will be 3, 4 years here will be 4, 5, and so on. That means this place will represent what? The number of years. So this is the formula for future sum. Okay, this is the formula for future sum. Now I think I should just put this in brackets. Don't worry about the other things I wrote down here. They are just the same thing. Okay, they are the same thing, but I'm giving a step-by-step explanation here. So Now, what if you are given, so if you have a question now, if you have a question where you are given the sum of money, you are given the interest rate, you are given the year, and you are given the number of years, and you are asked to find the sum of money, the future sum of money. This is the formula you are going to make use of. We are going to do examples with it, like in the next video. Now, if for any reason you are worried about this part, if for any reason you are worried about this part, why do we have this representing 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? In case you are worried about this thing, from first principle, if you think of it, this is how we moved from first principle, isn't it? Saying that the money you put in, the money you put in plus the interest, and of course, I've explained why interest is just the rate multiplied by what the money you put in. So in case you're worried about that, this is how we got here, okay, but it's from here. Now this is it. If this for 1 year, now the second year, when you go to the second year, this guy now plus this, what was that? Yeah, plus this will be your new principal. Oh, sorry, I said principal. This will be your new P. Okay, that means for the second year, everything here is considered as what? As P. Okay, then at the end of second year, usually we say P plus what? IP. At the end of 1 year, is that not so? So meaning for this one, since everything here is P, meaning this side at the end of year 2, we are going to have what? Just zoom in. Okay, so the money you put in, but in this case now, the money, that's the beginning sum of money for the second year now, is everything here. So everything here is just like saying P multiplied by what? I. So we are going to have I multiplying everything here. Are we following? So from this now, and already we have this I simplified as what? Plus I plus P plus what? Oh boy. 1 plus what? I. Okay. Now, of course, you can factor out what? P. So when you factor out P, this for 2 years, no, this for 2 years. When you factor out P, you have what? Let me use square bracket outside. So you have what? 1 plus I, and then you now have what? Plus I, 1 plus what? I. Okay, and of course, in this case now, you can even here, what's common here? This 1, this I, 1 is common, so you can factor out 1. You can factor out 1. This is just like factorization, and then you have this 1 plus I. And remember, in factorization, that's if you remember this factorization stuff, when you have it like this, what's in this bracket being the same as what's in this bracket, what you do, you just take one of them and then you add up what you have outside each bracket. So that will give you what? P square bracket 1 plus I, and then also 1 plus I. 1 plus I. So 1 plus I, look at it, 1 plus I. These two, they are the same, so I take 1 plus I. So you see that in 2 years we have this expression. That is why for me, that's why when I solved it, I said this is what you get for 2 years. If it's 3 years, you get 3 of it. If it's 4 years, you get 4 of it. You understand? It's just that if you want to do go from first principle for 3 years, it will just be longer, but we'll still arrive at this, then 3. If it's 4 years, it will just be longer, but we'll arrive at this in 4 places. So that's just the idea. That's how we got this one out. Okay. Also knows that the lecturer the lecturer said we are not going to be bothered about deriving the formulas. Okay, we are just going to make use of the formula. So all I'm just doing here is just showing you how we got the formula. It's not something that serious. Okay, but in case you you don't need to cram the formula. You can just understand the formula. In that way, it will be easy to recall the formula. That's why we are going. That's what I'm doing now. Then, what if you are giving the future sum of money and you are looking for either the rates or the number of years or this sum or the sum of money. Let's say if you are looking for the sum of money, there's one other formula, but you can derive that formula from this by saying, let me just switch the sides. All I have done now is just to switch the sides. Okay, now of course divide both sides by what? This guy, so that P will remain alone, making P subject formula. So this guy goes, this, all this one they cancel out, and what you have to left is what? P equals F1 plus this and N. So this is for what you are looking for the money. Don't mind these equation numbers I'm giving. I'm just wasn't giving in class F. I'm just okay. Just shall leave by it. Now, I believe that's clear. So these are the formulas we are going to make use of. Now, all these things I wrote down here, they are just the same thing. I just expand them there. Okay, so already. Okay, so in the next video, we are going to solve some examples related to this. Okay, and then I think this will be all for now. So like, share, subscribe, and